corruption occurs in the public sector, it hurts all of us.
I thought the party was completely out of control.
It's been more than a year since a backroom conversation was sensationally made public, plunging Victoria's Labor government into crisis.
Yeah, just put them all to Cranbourne. Really, you're going to take that direction. To try not to let everyone know about the payment stuff, no one. All they know is money appears and they've got to take them if they go down on us.
Now both state and federal Labor politicians are set to testify before a public inquiry in Melbourne, investigating allegations of branch stacking, corrupt conduct and misuse of public money.
In the first half of 2020, though, the IBAC obtained information which suggested that there continued to be premeditated and systematic rorting of taxpayer resources.
Today's hearings follow a joint investigation by Victoria's Anti-Corruption Commission and the State Ombudsman, and began with this explosive evidence from its first witness, federal Labor MP Anthony Byrne.
And I just want to ask you about whether you've had an involvement in branch stacking, Mr Byrne.
I certainly have.
It's the fact that you did pay for other people's memberships.
Yes, I did.
And was there quite a systematic process by which that took place?
There was a very well-entrenched system.
While branch stacking is against Labor Party rules, it's not illegal unless public funds or taxpayer-funded staff are involved. Mr Byrne also told the inquiry that Child Protection and Disability Minister Luke Donnellan was paying for other people's membership fees. But in a statement, Mr Donnellan said he never misused public funds. This afternoon he resigned from the Cabinet, still maintaining no taxpayer dollars were used by him.
Branch stacking occurs where people trying to increase the numbers in their particular electorate produce a large number of people either directly or even as fake names, and then pay their entry fees, so that you've suddenly got a large increase in the electors in that particular electorate.
At the centre of the inquiry is former Labor power broker and former Victorian Minister Adam Somyurek. The investigation was announced in June last year, after allegations in 60 Minutes and The Age that he directed taxpayer-funded parliamentary staffers to help them recruit fake members.
Maybe we do just have a big stack of them.
The day after the broadcast, Premier Daniel Andrews sacked his local government minister, who soon resigned as a member of the party.
There is no place in my government for him. There is no place in my team for him.
Mr Somyurek denies any wrongdoing and has not been charged with any criminal wrongdoing.
These bodies, these anti-corruption bodies, are there to investigate, to find corruption and then to expose it. They are not there to obtain prosecutions and convictions.
In today's hearing, federal Labor MP Anthony Byrne, a former friend of Mr Somyurek, was questioned about his knowledge of branch stacking within the Labor Party.
I saw things and heard things that I just didn't think that I'd ever see in a modern Labor Party. I'd heard about them, seen them in the 90s, and never thought that I'd see them again.
What are you referring to, Mr Byrne?
I'm referring to branch stacking. I'm referring to coercion of staff being made to do things that they didn't want to do. I was referring to a party that basically was being taken over by one person whose sole objective was power and power alone.
Who's the person you're referring to?
Adam Somyurek.
The inquiry also heard some aspiring federal Labor politicians allegedly made donations to gain support from factions to influence their chances of getting elected. Mr Byrne also said that even with rules against branch stacking and multiple reviews, the practice continued.
People believed, Commissioner, regardless of what the rules said, that they could game the system, get around the rules, so that the issue of multiple recruitment, for your term branch stacking, could continue.
Do you accept this? It is clear that those in head office turned a blind eye to flagrant branch stacking over, say, the last 5 years?
I don't know if I'd say blind eye, counsel. I would say felt powerless to stop it.
Over the coming weeks, the inquiry is expected to hear from more witnesses from inside the Labor Party. The Commissioner stated the hearings will go to the heart of whether there are sufficient controls and systems in place to ensure the public can have confidence in how their money is being spent by those in power.
If you had federal parliamentarians who had been involved in branch stacking, that might well be a matter which would have been appropriate for an anti-corruption commission federally.
Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 730's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.